Simon Love is covering the Victorian state election campaign. He joins me now from Melbourne. Simon, we'll start with discussions today in the media of some sort of Greens-Liberal deal. This is about preference deals. The Greens are saying they're not going to be a part of this. They're going to actually preference Labor, surprise, surprise, at every seat in the election. What can you tell us?
Well, Samantha Ratnam, the leader of the Greens, has ruled out categorically a deal with the Liberal Party. She's not too happy with the elements of the far right part of the Liberal Party, particularly some of the views that have come out from MPs such as Bernie Finn, who's no longer a part of the Liberal Party, but also some of the other candidates that are running for the Liberals that have that pro-abortion stance. So Samantha Ratnam today, in a fairly interesting reveal, said that they would be preferencing Labor above the Liberals, but we didn't have quite clarity yet if the Liberals will actually be placed last on the Greens ticket. Here was Samantha Ratnam.
If Labor wants a progressive parliament in the next term, it should recommend preferences to the Greens and progressive independents ahead of the Liberals. We have had no discussions with the Liberals and no deals will be done with the Liberals. We're calling on all parties to ensure they preference the religious right and far right last.
And so there's this dilemma for the Liberal Party. Do you preference the Greens above Labor? Well, that was put to Matthew Guy today.
Matters I'm preferencing are all from the state director, frankly, and he's got that job to do, and that'll take place over the next few days, and we'll have a look at it.
I just corrected misspeak there. You had before it was pro-abortion. It's not pro-abortion. It's obviously anti-abortion, just to make that clear.
Yes, thank you, Peter.
I'm pretty sure if I go back to when Premier, not Napthine, what was the one before that? Ted Baillieu won.
Ted Baillieu.
Right,
yeah.
Obviously, yeah, I'm pretty sure in that case they preferenced the Greens behind Labor. I'll have to have a look at that. But
well, you remember Dennis Napthine never... Yeah, well, Dennis Napthine was in that dilemma in 2014 as to whether to do the same thing, but it was really Ted Baillieu the first time to put the Greens above, and that was when Greg Barber was the leader of the Greens, a very well-respected politician, even though from the Greens side of the party, Ted Baillieu was happy to deal with him on that back in 2010.
All right, I'll go back and swat up on that overnight. This talk in the Herald Sun today that there could be what will be the fifth IBAC investigation involving the Premier. It all goes back to when I went through it a little bit earlier, a senior police officer, a fraud squad detective, an affidavit running to 29 pages inferring or claiming to IBAC, and it's a sworn statement, that there was interference at the highest levels of Victoria Police in the Red Shirts inquiry. What did the Premier tell you on that one today?
Not much. The Premier essentially said that he's acted above board at all times and that he would not comment on any IBAC matter that's not the subject of a final report. There are a number of reports that IBAC are working on at the moment, and quite interesting because Robert Redlich, the current Commissioner of IBAC, his term expires at the end of the year after the state election. So there's a bit of work still that IBAC's up to, and out of these newspaper reports, there's even more, it would seem, that the agency's up to. It was an interesting, batting away from the Premier today, essentially trying to continue his line.
Well, 2 points. Firstly, on the broader issue, I don't really know what you're talking about. That's the first thing. And secondly, who IBAC has spoken to or not spoken to is a matter for IBAC. I think I've probably taken you to that, I don't know how many times, but you want to know what they're doing or not doing, have a chat to them.
What kind of government do we have in Victoria where you've got a Premier whose government is under investigation by the Corruption Commission potentially 5 times? 5 times. It's unprecedented in our state's history.